Good morning. This is Spirit Journey. It's approaching 9 a.m. in the morning. I want to talk about some more about the verdict with Bill Cosby. The verdict was he was found guilty on all 3 accounts. I don't remember the terms, all the terms that he was accused of, but he can get a maximum for each count. He has 3 counts of an offense, and each of those accounts is a maximum of 10 years. So technically, he could be put in prison for 30 years for each account. It's really something that it took almost 50 years. Was that the first assault, at least one of the ladies, it happened in 1965. So that's over 50 years. And when you do something, you get better and better at what you do, or I should say more wicked and wickeder. And I just started thinking, like, I already put up a live stream last night on my thoughts about the case, because it was the first time I'm hearing about the verdict. And I was just, because I didn't see anything on YouTube, in the media, that he was even on trial. I know last year, 2017, I did see things over the internet regarding him, and there was some trial, but he didn't, it was like a hung jury. But this time, I heard nothing, and I knew nothing about the court, the trial that just took place. And it's something. And again, as I shared in that live stream last night, I was not a Cosby fan at all since the 90s. I never was into his show and everything, and things really solidified how I felt about him in a negative way regarding the woman that tried to extort money from him, that it could have been his daughter, that he was hiding the fact that he had a daughter out of wedlock. And for a young girl to be told all her life that that's your father, but your father has no association with you in public or really in private. I mean, I think he paid for her college. Well, all that I see with that whole incident in the 90s regarding this girl, that it seemed like hush-up money, her growing up. And then the last straw, she got fed up, and unfortunately she was encouraged to try to extort money. He told her, oh, meet him in another state. So then this would mean that she would have to go to a different, cross-state borders, which would, when convicted of that type of crime of extortion, increase the penalty because you're going cross-state to do what you wanted to do to extort. I'm thinking, a real bastard of him. Yet I don't approve, I'm not condoning anyone trying to extort anything from anybody, whether that person's your biological father or not, to get money or for him. I don't agree with that. But a hurting woman who's being told all her life, that's your daddy, yet your daddy has no, you're on television and everybody loves them, but you're out on the fringes, So that's why my sentiment against him primarily. But I wasn't into his shows. I didn't watch his shows when it first came out. I saw some of the, in the 1990s. They had some, reruns of it, and I watched some of it. But I wasn't into his show, and I never heard the expression that he was America's dad. Never heard that expression used to him, about him. Never. So I only started hearing that expression used towards him last year with the trial and everything, But I wanted to talk about, so even after I did the live stream yesterday, I went to bed and I started watching more videos pertaining to the case. And again, I listened to many testimonials of the alleged victims. And I thought, oh my God, how horrific. How horrific. It's just, they're getting worse and worse, these stories. But one story in particular, this woman was saying that she was invited to, I forget the location. I don't think it was in their private, it was someplace, and Bill Cosby's wife, and the girl had, let's see, it was another man, I think someone even closer to the girl's age. There was something, but it made it look like she was to be with the other guys, so on the surface it looked like, okay, I have my wife here, and then you have this gentleman here, and then the wife leaves the room. And then all of a sudden the other guy leaves the room, and just leaving the two, Cosby and the victim. And you even had some interviewers. I forget what show it was. It's one of those alternative news shows that was following the case and had that video on the account of what this woman is saying that happened to her. And they were thinking the same thing. What it looked like that those two other parties seemed to be in on it. And then they talked about this other lady was on the, like he had the Cosby, the Cosby show when he played the doctor. She was, what was that now? Yeah, he was playing games, like they did some shooting, taping the show. Some of this taped more than one show a day, and she was new. She just did a few shows, I think, and she felt uncomfortable that because something about rehearsal, but she, the new kid on the block, but then she was told, okay, immediately go to the dressing room, his dressing room. And this went on a few times, go to the, but he never came to the dressing room. And then when he, after numerous times, it's like he's playing like a cat and mouse thing. And then he he finally comes after some other days. And then he props the chair up on the door and locks the door. Yeah, this woman, she did get out. She eventually got out. She was not raped, but he was trying to. Yeah, it was tacky. She was a real tall lady. She was 6 feet, and just creepy. He wanted her to stand. He said, like, turn around, and her mind is like racing. If I turn around, that's put you in a vulnerable position. He probably sensed with her that it might be a fight. I mean, you're 6 feet tall. you could, you're better apt at, you know, the potentials of you being able to fight them off, you know. And I guess her antennas were up and he didn't want to challenge that. He thought he could, I think, tried to, you know, but so he just does this maneuver, like this glass, you know, with this mirroring thing, you know, his front to her back. And she was saying that she did not want that part of his body against her, so she tried to stay some inches away from that body. And it does this thing. So see, I just want to do that exercise with you. You know, she leaves, but she mentioned that she would talk to the people, say, hey, how come, why is he doing this? You know, before that mirror thing exercise, but you know, what was going on? And no one would give her an answer. And so what I'm getting at, and what she was getting at, was that it's the word compliant, not compliant, that they too knew something about COSBY'S. They had to know something was up. See, again, your MO doesn't change. Why have all these people in your dressing room and the thing with the door being locked, you know? So it was just really something, you know? So all these years, you got the same MO, and I'm sure she's not the only girl that said, hey, why is he doing this? Why is he required? Why are we required to leave the set and then go in this room and back and forth, back and forth? Something wasn't right. The industry knew, in my opinion, this is just an opinion, in my opinion, they knew he was up to something. And that they would have, like, he would have assistants and stuff. And they might be possible bodyguards. And they would conveniently leave, wait downstairs, and it'd be the ones to drive the victim home. Shame on those guys. It's again about the money factor. But, like, I started, like, when I heard those two things about the wife and this other person in the room, and then they conveniently leave, it reminded me, that's what I'm doing, it reminded me of something that happened to me in the 1990s. It was 1999. And the potential of what could have actually happened to me. And that's what I want to talk about. Nothing happened, thank God. I met this was in Hawaii. I used to live in Hawaii, and I lived at this place, and there was a cafeteria. You know, we had all our meals at the cafeteria, and this guy that I ate it was breakfast. I think it was breakfast or something. Breakfast or lunch. And we just finished eating, and I'm just out in the I forget, the grounds. And the guy was telling me about this place. Oh, you know, me and the other group of guys, you know, from the place, we went to this place called Swinging Bridges, and oh, it's really fun, and blah, blah, blah. And, hey, you know, you should come with us. And I thought nothing of it, you know. And, oh, okay. And then he said, yeah, he invites me. He says, hey, yeah, we're all going to be going. Hey, you're invited. And I was new at the place, and I thought nothing of it. I didn't think I was in any danger. And then yeah, so they said, yeah, he has a car, and we're all driving the car. And I said, oh, sure. So then I waited for the other people to come. And then the guy who invited me, he comes and says, oh, I can't come. Something came up. And I, um, the owner of the car that was going to drive, I didn't know him. And I felt embarrassed to then say, because I said, oh yeah, we'll go. And now that he's leaving and leaving me stranded, you know, I felt embarrassed. And I thought it looked too obvious that I was saying no because I'll be alone with this person, you know. I foolishly stayed. I do go, and nothing happened, thank God. It, I'm embarrassed because of what could have happened, and I realized that I was set up. Wow. Yeah, I remember I stayed on my side of the car, and he's on his side. And I remember he would fall asleep, like he would start to fall asleep behind the wheel. Oh man. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about, that the fear, see, that's what happens sometimes with women. I've heard accounts of other women that told me their story, and one of them did get raped and had a baby from that encounter. Not with the same guy, it was some prior incident, happened years prior, happened like 19 years prior to her telling me. Wow. And it's again because you kind of think you know somebody. Oh, the guy said, oh, I know so and so, and yeah, hey, I can drive you home from the part X, Y, Z. It was on campus, and she thought because he allegedly knew a mutual friend or something, she felt safe. And it's a small campus. She was 19 years old, and it happened to her. He raped her in the car and got pregnant. She told her father, and the father said to the daughter, he comes back, he says, he's never going to bother you again. She never saw him again. Wow. There are a lot of victims out there. And you know what else this reminds me of? I get a phone call. I was molested as a child. I'm just putting out there. I want to be upfront, because see, I know this video is going to touch other women's heart, and to let other women or even men know that, that you're not alone. And maybe this might encourage them to tell their story, just like the women, the victims of Bill Cosby. What was that now? I'm sorry, I'm losing train of thought. Yes, I get a phone call, I think a little over a year ago, from a family member. And they're telling me that they remember someone, well, they said who that someone was, sneaking in my room at midnight or 1 o'clock at night. They said that this person that I used to share a room with, they no longer were there anymore. They moved out. And so I have my own room. And this other family member used that as an opportunity to sneak in my room. I remember, I remember telling you guys, I used to get what's called, what seemed like body memories. I felt, years later, that I had this sensation of being grabbed by the ankles real tight, someone tugging. And it would happen when I'm on the edge of sleep. I'm like dozing off and now I feel it. And every time I open my eyes and look, no one's there. So I think these were body memories that I was getting attacked in my sleep at night during the hours of midnight and 1 o'clock. And I'm angry at this person because they were bothering me. This person was going through my room, going through my diary, harassing me, just nagging me. Because like a lot of men, when they can't get sex from you, they get mean and nasty, and they start to harass you and mistreat you verbally. It's awful. Yeah, it's not your imagination, ladies. If you think you're getting these body memories and stuff, someone could be attacking you in your sleep. And the shock of it all, your mind, to cope, shields itself. And so it's like you're having a blackout. And you don't know what's going on. But your subconscious records everything. Okay? I'm angry at this person doing that. The person is dead now. But I think of how people do things. And a couple of years ago, I was talking to this other person, and it was known that this person had a reputation in the school that he was, what do you call it? What's a term that she used? A flirt. That's a nice way of putting it. She told me she always stayed away from him. See, perverts and predators do the same thing. And you just keep your eyes open. Watch. Don't be alone with them. And really know the people that you're with. See, I mean, there's no magic formula, And when someone wants to get what they want to get, what I'm saying? So women don't, and men who are sexually assaulted, don't try not feeling shame. Okay, it's not your fault. They try to make it your fault. Feel like it's your fault, but it's not your fault. You have people who are snake minds, and they'll do anything. They study the people's psyche. Okay, Bill Cosby had 50 years of practice, and so that's 50 years to perfect a skill, even if it's wicked. So, people weren't even safe even when his wife was there. And so you wonder what's really going on. So this wife didn't know what was going on, or was she a part of it? Was the other people, the people at the movie studio, were they covering for him? Those alleged bodyguards, they're covering for him? Don't they want to hear how come these women can't walk and are semi-unconscious? What did he do to them? You're part of it, and you should be ashamed of yourself, allowing this beast to do that. It's really something. Yeah, ladies, you're not alone. Or men, if it happened to men, you're not alone. I just felt that I just needed to say this because people do know, and people cover and protect. And that person that called me about a year or so ago, he's seeing all this thing happen to me, and that same person was not nice to me either. Was a mean person, yet he's seeing all this stuff, and then, he starts to remember when he saw happen to me. Like he's loading off his conscience, but he never came to my rescue and was a part of it. So stand strong, ladies, people, anyone who is a victim of someone's sexual perversion and conquests. You'll be found out. And, I had gone to this farm. I'm going to just say it. I had gone to this wedding. And, it was after the wedding. I stayed away from this person that was there. Well, that person is an abuser, had abused me. And they abused other people, other women. And it's like all of a sudden I come back from the wedding, and all of a sudden I'm dizzy, and I had to go to the hospital. And now I'm starting to wonder, did this person put something in my food or drink? I stayed away from that person. But I'm wondering, what is going on? I'm a very healthy person. And the symptoms I have, I still have the same symptoms, not as severe, but I am going to the doctor to get more MRIs, more testing done. You start to wonder. Again, it could just be me. Something happened, but that just so happened to happen right after the wedding. I get home. I fall asleep, and boom. But it doesn't go away. So, while I'm sharing this, try to put the pieces together. Again, this person may be innocent of doing anything harm or putting stuff in my food, whatever. But what I'm trying to say is be aware, and be aware of how you feel after you leave a situation. Like these ladies with Bill Cosby, they were drugged, and like they wake up and like, oh, what's documented? They think like nothing happened. See that? The psychology. The mind shields itself, and so you don't remember everything in between. Just be aware and document and try to tell people and make a note of who's there, who's around. So that is accountability. That's what I'm trying to say. Accountability. And again, each situation is different, so it's no magic formula, but something, try not being alone with the person. Bring a recorder, a tape recorder, something, device. Just something, because I know what it's like to feel like I listen to some of the situations. I'm sorry, I'm just, see, that's my mind memory. I also in Hawaii, there was another situation. And again, this was about 20 years ago. I looked younger and everything. I was smaller. A lot of men like preying on skinny. Okay, what I was just about to say. another thing happened to me in Hawaii. I had needed a job. I had lost my job, and I needed another job. I was at the post office there, and a man approaches me. A man stands online, a man from Italy, and he was saying, "Oh, he gave me his business card. He said, oh, if you're ever looking for a job," or something like that. But my instincts. This is my instinct. My instincts are usually 99% accurate, especially if you have been a victim of molestation as a child. Your antenna goes up. Something said no. Don't go to him. But he was a business owner and retail. He sold high-end, very high-end jewelry. I'm not even going to give the name of the resort because you might know them. But either way, I talked to an acquaintance of mine, another lady. I said, I need a job, and this person at the post office gave me his business card and about my working for him in a store. But I don't know, it's so funny. And I think we even joked about it, whatever. But I go, and I think I called, and there's some in the parking lot. And this guy grabs me. I said, "What are you doing?" And then I remember someone by the entrance of the resort, the hotel, looking, and then kind of hide behind. They saw. And I'm thinking, this person must have done this before or something. I said, what are you doing? Oh. I said, back then I was a Christian. I said, I'm not about that. I said, I'm a Christian woman. I don't do things like that. Something about my age. He says, "Oh, well, I'm a Christian." He said, "Well, I'm a Catholic." Well, if you were, you wouldn't do stuff like that. And then his ego. He said, "Oh, well, you sure it's because of that? Not that because you're under 18?" I kid you not. So I'm sharing this story because, yes, sometimes, you have people who have means and they prey on individuals' weakness, like you need a job, like these people in Hollywood or models. You need a job, you got to pay your rent, and, maybe he's not the way that you think he might be, your instincts, but you go anyway. I'm so thankful that nothing happened, nothing seriously happened to me. Ladies, use your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, go by that and just tell the person no, something came up. So that's all that I want to say. And I hope as a result of this verdict, I hope it sticks. He's going to try to appeal it. I hope it sticks because it's just too many victims involved. And if his wife is a part of it or known, I hope they destroy his empire and take every asset from him and his wife, in my opinion. Everything. So that's all I got to say. And people who are raped, molested, victimized by powerful people, more power to those victims, and may they get the courage to speak out. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.